The warning no one believed. The Great Hall of the Galaxy Council was silent. 200 alien species sat in their seats waiting. The room was huge, made of crystal that glowed with soft blue light. Outside the windows, stars moved slowly across the black sky. Today was important. The humans were here. Ambassador Sarah Chen walked to the center of the hall. Her shoes made small clicking sounds on the smooth floor. She was tall for a human, but still short compared to most aliens in the room. Her dark suit looked plain next to the colorful robes and armor of the other species. A Vorath counselor laughed. His body looked like a giant blue crab with 6 arms. "Look how small she is," he said to his neighbor. "The humans think they belong here." Other aliens whispered and pointed. Some smiled. Some shook their heads. Sarah stopped in the center. She looked around at all the faces watching her. She did not smile. She did not look nervous. "Members of the council," she began. "We have a problem." A tall, thin alien with gray skin stood up. This was Council Leader Zefix. He had led the council for 50 years. "Ambassador Chen, we know why you are here. The pirates. We have discussed this already." "Then you know they attacked 5 trade ships last week," Sarah said. 12 people died. Humans, Vorath, Kelvin. It does not matter to the pirates who they kill. Zefix waved one long hand. "Pirates have always existed. They are a small problem. We have more important things to discuss." Small. Sarah's voice grew stronger. "They are getting bolder. Last week they attacked ships far from the outer rim. Next week they might attack planets." A Vorath counselor stood up. His name was Karth. He was old and did not like humans. "Ambassador, your species joined this council only 2 years ago. You do not understand how things work here. We have survived for thousands of years. We know how to handle pirates. By doing nothing?" Sarah asked. The room became very quiet. No one spoke to the council this way. Especially not humans. Especially not new members. Karth's face turned dark blue with anger. "We choose our battles carefully. We do not waste resources on every small threat. This is wisdom, something your young species has not learned yet." Sarah looked at him. Her face stayed calm. "What if I told you we will handle it ourselves?" Laughter filled the room. Not just small laughs, but loud, mocking sounds. Even Zefix smiled. "Yourselves?" Karth said between laughs. "Humans, you have what? 50 warships? The pirates have 300. You have energy weapons that are 100 years behind ours. You have no chance." "We did not say we would use warships," Sarah replied quietly. The laughter slowly stopped. Aliens looked at each other confused. "Then what will you use?" Zefix asked. "Strong words? Prayers to your earth gods." Sarah smiled now, just a small smile. "We will use something better. We will use our creativity." "Creativity does not stop laser cannons," Karth said. "We will see." Sarah turned to leave. "I came here to warn you, to ask for help. You said no. That is your choice. But in 3 days the pirate problem will be solved." "Wait," Zefix called out. "You cannot take military action without council approval. It is against the rules." Sarah stopped. She looked back over her shoulder. "We are not taking military action. We are just solving a problem. There is no rule against that." She walked out. The doors closed behind her with a soft hiss. The council chamber erupted in noise. Everyone talked at once. "She is bluffing," Karth said loudly. "Humans always talk big but do nothing." "I am not sure," said a small green alien named Pix. "Humans are strange. They think differently than us." "Differently stupid," another voice called out. More laughter, but not everyone laughed. A few aliens sat quietly thinking. They remembered something. When humans first met the council, they had done something impossible. They had traveled to the council homeworld in half the normal time. They said they found a shortcut through space. When asked to explain, the human scientist just smiled and said, "Math." 3 days later, exactly as Sarah promised, something happened. The pirate base was in the shadow sector, hidden in an asteroid field. 300 ships were docked there, safe and secure. The pirate leader, a cruel Vorath named Skrell, was counting his stolen goods. Then, in 1 second, everything changed. No explosions, no weapons fire, no warning. One moment the pirate fleet was there. The next moment, it was gone. All 300 ships vanished. The council received Sarah's message 1 hour later. It was short. "The pirate problem is solved. They are now in a secure location. They will face justice. You are welcome." The council chamber was silent again. But this time it was a different kind of silence. This time, It was the silence of fear. Because if humans could make 300 ships disappear, what else could they do? The impossible victory. The Galaxy Council emergency meeting started within hours. Every seat was filled. No one was laughing now. Council leader Zephyx stood at the front, his grey face tight with worry. We have a situation. The entire pirate fleet has disappeared, gone, vanished into nothing. Not nothing, said Councillor Pix, the small green alien. She pointed to the large screen behind Zephyx. Look at this. The screen showed empty space. Just asteroids floating where the pirate base used to be. No ships, no debris. No evidence that 300 vessels had ever existed. Our sensors show no weapons fire. Pix continued. No explosions, no energy signatures. It is like someone picked them up and moved them somewhere else. That is impossible, Karth said loudly. The old Vorath was angry. He did not like being wrong. No species has that technology. Not even us. The doors opened. Ambassador Sarah Chen walked in. She wore the same dark suit. Her face was calm like always. Ah, Ambassador, Zephyx said. His voice was cold. We were just talking about you. About the pirates. About how they disappeared. Yes, Sarah said simply. We told you we would handle it. Handle it? Karth stood up fast, his 6 arms waving. You made an entire fleet vanish. How? What weapon did you use? Sarah sat down in her chair. No weapon. We just relocated them. The room exploded with noise. Aliens shouted questions all at once. Silence, Zephyx commanded. The room went quiet. He looked at Sarah. Explain, now. Sarah touched a button on her wrist. A hologram appeared above the table. It showed a blue planet with 3 moons. This is Prison World 7. It is in our solar system near Jupiter. All 300 pirate ships are now there. The pirates are alive, locked in holding cells. They will face trial. You relocated them? Pix asked quietly. 300 ships? Across half the galaxy? In 1 second? Yes, that is impossible. Karth shouted. Teleportation does not exist. We have tried for 1,000 years. Sarah smiled. You tried the wrong way. You used energy transfer methods. We use something different. What? Several aliens asked together. Gravity manipulation and space folding, Sarah explained. We do not move the ships through space. We fold space around them. We bring the destination to the object, not the object to the destination. The council stared at her. Most did not understand. Show us, Zephyx demanded. Prove it, Sarah nodded. She touched her wrist again. The hologram changed. It showed footage from the pirate base, recorded 3 days ago. In the video, the pirate ships floated peacefully in the asteroid field. Then a strange blue light appeared around them. The light grew brighter and brighter. Then, like water going down a drain, the ships seemed to twist and fold into a single point, and then they were gone. The whole thing took less than 3 seconds. By the stars, whispered an alien counselor. We have been developing this technology for 20 years, Sarah said. We kept it secret. We knew other species might fear it or try to steal it. Fear it. Karth's voice shook. You can move anything, anywhere, anytime. That is not just technology. That is power. Dangerous power. We only use it for good, Sarah said firmly. The pirates were hurting innocent people. We stopped them. That is all. That is all. Zephyx leaned forward. What else can you do, Ambassador? What other secrets do humans have? Before Sarah could answer, the room's alarm system blared. Red lights flashed. Every screen in the chamber changed to show the same thing. A massive fleet of ships appeared on the sensors. Not 300 ships, not even 1,000, 10,000 ships. They were moving fast toward Council space. What is that? Someone shouted. Pix checked her datapad. Her green skin turned pale. Oh no. No, no, no. What is it? Zephyx demanded. Pix looked up. Her voice was barely a whisper. It is the Horde. The room went completely silent. Every alien knew that name. The Horde was a warrior species that conquered everything in their path. They had destroyed entire civilizations. They never negotiated. They never showed mercy, and they had never, ever been defeated. How long until they reach us? Zephyx asked. 2 days, Pix said. Maybe less. Karth stood up. We must evacuate. Leave Council space. Run while we can. Run where? Another alien asked. The Horde will follow. They always do. Panic filled the room. Aliens talked over each other, shouting ideas. Some wanted to surrender. Some wanted to scatter and hide. None of them wanted to fight. Sarah stood up. Or we could stop them. The room went quiet again. Every alien turned to look at her. Stop them? Karth laughed, but it sounded nervous. Did you not hear? 10,000 warships. The Horde has never lost a battle. There is a first time for everything, Sarah said calmly. Zephyx shook his head. Ambassador, I understand you are brave, but this is not like pirates. The Horde is the most dangerous force in the galaxy. They will destroy your entire fleet in minutes. We know, Sarah said. That is why we are not sending our fleet. Then what? We are sending 2 ships. Complete silence. Then Karth started laughing. A crazy, desperate laugh. 2 ships? 2? Against 10,000. You are insane. Other aliens joined in. Not happy laughter. Nervous, scared laughter. The kind of laughter that comes when nothing makes sense anymore. Sarah did not laugh. She looked at Zephyx. With your permission, Council Leader, we will handle this too. Zephyx stared at her for a long moment. Finally he spoke. You cannot be serious. We counted their ships, Sarah said. 10,347 to be exact. 2 of our ships will be enough. This is madness, Karth whispered. Sarah turned to leave. She stopped at the door and looked back. You said humans do not understand wisdom. Maybe you are right. But we understand something else. We understand that impossible is just another word for not tried yet. The doors closed behind her. In the council chamber, no one spoke. They all stared at the screens, watching the massive Horde fleet getting closer. Pix finally broke the silence. Are humans brave or stupid? I do not know, Zephyx said quietly. But in 2 days, we will find out. Somewhere in council space, 2 small Earth ships began their flight toward the Horde. Inside each ship, human crews prepared. They were calm, they were ready, and they were smiling because humans had a plan. They always did. 2 against 10,000. The Horde fleet moved through space like a dark cloud. 10,000 warships, each one bigger than a city. Their hulls were black and covered with weapons. They had destroyed 17 civilizations in the past 100 years. On the command ship, Warlord Krax sat on his throne. He was massive even for his species. His skin was thick like armor. His 4 red eyes glowed in the dark. He had never lost a battle. We approached council space, his officer reported. Should we send the surrender demand? Krax laughed. It sounded like rocks grinding together. No, we do not ask anymore, we take. Destroy the first planet you see. Let them watch. Let them fear. Yes, Warlord. The fleet moved closer. They entered council territory. Ahead of them was a small mining planet. 3 million people lived there. Target locked. The weapons officer said. Ready to fire. Fire, Krax ordered. 1,000 laser cannons fired at once. The beams crossed space toward the planet. In seconds, the planet would be ash, but then something appeared. 2 ships. Small ships. Human ships. They positioned themselves between the Horde fleet and the planet. The laser beams hit them full force. The Horde crew waited for the explosion. It never came. The 2 ships just floated there. The lasers hit their shields and scattered like raindrops on glass. Not a scratch. Krax stood up from his throne. What is this? Unknown, Warlord. Their shields. They absorbed everything. Fire again. All weapons! The entire Horde fleet opened fire. 10,000 ships. 100,000 weapons. Enough firepower to destroy a sun. The 2 human ships did not move. The energy washed over them like a wave. Their shields glowed bright blue but held strong. Then the human ship sent a message. It appeared on every Horde screen. You have 60 seconds to power down your weapons. This is your only warning. Krax's face twisted with rage. They dare threaten us. The Horde? Destroy them. Ram them if you must. 50 Horde ships broke formation. They accelerated toward the 2 human vessels, ready to crash into them. The countdown on the screen continued. 50 seconds, 40 seconds, 30 seconds. The ramming ships got closer. They would hit in seconds, 20 seconds. Warlord, should we stop? An officer asked nervously. No. Krax roared. We are the Horde. We do not stop for anyone. 10 seconds, 5 seconds, the countdown reached 0. Nothing happened. Krax smiled. They bluff. Like all weak species. Continue, though his words stopped. Every screen in his command center went dark. Then they all turned red. Warlord, his technical officer said, his voice shaking. Our engines? They are offline. What? Weapons offline. Navigation offline. Life support switching to backup. Everything is shutting down. Fix it! Crax shouted. I cannot. It is not a malfunction. Something is controlling our systems. Something is inside our computers. All across the Horde fleet, the same thing happened. 10,000 warships stopped moving, frozen in space like dead things. The two human ships moved forward. They flew through the Horde fleet easily, untouched. A new message appeared on Crax's screen. This time it was a video. A human woman in a military uniform looked at him. Warlord Crax, she said. My name is Admiral Lisa Park, Earth Defense Force. We need to talk. I do not talk to food. Crax screamed at the screen. When I get my ships working again, I will tear you apart. Admiral Park smiled. Not a friendly smile. A dangerous smile. Your ships will not work again. Not unless we allow it. Impossible. Our systems are protected. Encrypted. Yes, they are. The Admiral agreed. Very good encryption, too. It took our computers almost 3 hours to break it. Crax's eyes went wide. 3 hours? We have been inside your systems for the past 2 weeks, Warlord. Since you entered this sector of space, we studied your ships, your weapons, your technology. It is interesting, very aggressive, but also very predictable. Lies, Crax shouted, but his voice shook. On Crax's screen, windows started opening. Files, schematics, command codes. Every secret the Horde had, everything was displayed. You used stolen technology, Admiral Park continued. Most of it taken from Galaxy Council species you conquered. The problem with stolen technology, it has weaknesses, backdoors, security flaws. We found them all. Another officer ran to Crax. Warlord! They are not just in our computers. They are in everything. Navigation, weapons, even life support. They control it all. Crax sat down slowly. For the first time in his life, he felt fear. What do you want? Simple, Admiral Park said. You leave. Now, you go back to your own territory. You never come to Council space again, ever. And if we refuse? The Admiral's face became cold. Then we activate the self-destruct programs we installed in your ships. You are bluffing. Am I? The Admiral touched something off-screen. One of Crax's ships exploded. Just one. A massive fireball in the darkness of space. 4,000 Horde warriors died in an instant. The Admiral looked at Crax. That was ship 4872. Would you like me to continue? I can destroy them one by one, or all at once. Your choice. Crax stared at the screen. His mouth opened, but no words came out. I'm waiting, Warlord, Admiral Park said. Choose now. Crax looked around his command center. His officers looked terrified. His weapons were useless. His mighty fleet was helpless. The Horde had never retreated, never surrendered, never run away until today. We will leave, Crax said quietly. Louder, the Admiral demanded. Say it so your entire fleet can hear. Crax's face burned with shame. But he opened the fleet-wide channel. All ships. We are withdrawing. Set course for home territory. Now. One more thing, Admiral Park said. The people on the 17 worlds you destroyed. The civilizations you erased. We remember them. If you ever attack innocent people again, we will find you. And next time, we will not give you a choice. Understood? Crax nodded. He could not speak. The human ships released control of the Horde systems. Slowly the fleet turned around. 10,000 warships retreating, running away. For the first time in their history, the Horde had been defeated, and they had been defeated without a single shot fired by their enemy. Back at the Galaxy Council, every alien watched their screens in shock. They saw everything. They saw the Horde's mighty fleet stop. They saw the fear on Crax's face. They saw the impossible victory. Counselor Pix whispered, How? How did they do that? Sarah Chen, who had been sitting quietly in the corner, finally spoke. We tried to tell you. Humans do not win with the biggest weapons. We win with the smartest plans. You hacked them, Zephyx said slowly. You hacked the entire Horde fleet. Yes, but how? When? When you were busy laughing at us, Sarah said. When you thought we were weak and stupid. We were working, learning, preparing. The Horde uses stolen Council technology. We studied that technology, found its weaknesses. Then we waited. Karth, the old Vorath, stared at her. You planned this. All of this, Sarah smiled. We always have a plan. For a moment there was silence. Then one alien started clapping. Then another. Then another. Soon the entire council was applauding. Even Karth, though he looked uncomfortable doing it, but one alien was not clapping. a small, silver-skinned being in the back row. Its name was Xyrus. It watched Sarah carefully, then Xyrus checked its own data pad. Its eyes grew wide. "Oh no," Xyrus whispered. It ran a diagnostic on its systems, then on the council's main computers, then on the communication networks. Every system showed the same thing. Small pieces of code, hidden deep. Code that did not belong there. Code written by humans. Xyrus looked up at Sarah. The human ambassador was smiling, accepting congratulations from the other counselors. But for just a moment, Sarah's eyes met Xyrus's eyes, and Sarah winked. Xyrus understood. If humans could hack the Horde fleet, they could hack anything. They could hack everyone. The truth comes out. 3 days after the Horde's defeat, Xyrus could not sleep. The small silver alien sat in its private office, staring at screens filled with code. Every line confirmed its worst fear. Humans were everywhere, not physically, but their digital fingerprints were in every system. Council communications, defense networks, ship computers, medical databases, financial records, everything. For how long? Xyrus whispered to itself. How long have they been watching us? It had to tell the council, but carefully. If humans could control the Horde fleet from across the galaxy, what could they do to one small alien who discovered their secret? Xyrus sent an encrypted message to Council Leader Zephyx. Emergency meeting private, tell no one, especially not the humans. 2 hours later, Xyrus stood before a small group. Only 5 counselors, the ones Zephyx trusted most. They met in a secure room, deep underground. No computers, no networks, no way for anyone to listen. This better be important, Karth grumbled. I was sleeping. It is, Xyrus said. Its voice shook. I found something. About the humans. What about them? Zephyx asked. Xyrus placed a data chip on the table. This chip is not connected to any network. It is safe. Look at what I found. Counselor Pix picked up the chip and plugged it into a standalone viewing device. Images appeared. Lines of code. System logs. Access records. Her green face went pale. This cannot be real. What is it? Zephyx demanded. Human code, Xyrus said. In our systems. All of our systems. Communications, defense, trade networks, everything. They have access to it all. Karth jumped up. What? Look at the timestamps, Xyrus continued. Some of this code is 2 years old, from when humans first joined the council. They have been inside our system since the beginning. That is impossible, another counselor said. We have the best security in the galaxy. We thought we did, Xyrus replied. But humans are better. Much better. Zephyx leaned forward. Are you saying humans have been spying on us? On everyone? Yes, but that is not all. Xyrus pressed a button. More images appeared. These are access logs. They show what the humans looked at. And it is not just surveillance. They can control things, change things. They have administrator access to everything we own. The room went silent. Each counselor understood what this meant. They could shut down our entire civilization, Pix whispered. With a button press. Why would they do this? Zephyx asked. We welcomed them. We treated them as friends, did we? Karth's voice was bitter. We laughed at them. Called them weak, primitive. Maybe this is revenge. Or maybe, Xyrus said quietly, this is something worse. Maybe they never saw us as equals. Maybe we are just assets they need to control. Zephyx stood up. His face was hard. We must confront them, demand answers, but carefully. We cannot let them know we are afraid. We should be afraid, Pix said. If they can do this to us, what else can they do? The full council meeting was called for the next day. Ambassador Sarah Chen arrived on time, as always. She noticed the tension immediately. The way aliens looked at her. The way they whispered. She sat down calmly. Good morning, Council. No one responded. Zephyx stood at the front. Ambassador Chen, we need to discuss something important. Of course, we discovered something disturbing. Zephyx pressed a button. The screens around the room lit up. They showed code. Human code. Inside alien systems. Sarah's face did not change. She just nodded. I see. You see? Karth shouted. You see? You have been spying on us. Infiltrating our systems. You betrayed us. We protected you, Sarah said calmly. Protected? Karth's face turned dark blue. You invaded our privacy. Our security. You had no right. Sarah stood up. She looked around the room at all the angry faces. May I explain? Explain what? Another alien yelled. Explain why you lied to us? We never lied, Sarah said firmly. We just did not tell you everything. There is a difference. Then tell us now, Zephyx demanded. Why did you hack our systems? Sarah took a deep breath. Because we had to. Because when we first came to this council 2 years ago, we saw the truth. You were vulnerable, weak, divided, and you did not even know it. We are not weak. Karth protested. You are, Sarah said. Not meanly, just stating a fact. Your security systems were outdated, full of holes. Any skilled hacker could break in. We tested it. It took our computers 16 minutes to access your central database. That is classified, Zephyx said. Nothing is classified from us, Sarah replied. That is the point. If we could get in that easily, others could too. So we had two choices. Tell you about the problems or fix them ourselves. You should have told us, Pick said. Would you have listened? Sarah asked. 2 years ago you laughed when we spoke. Called us primitive. Would you have believed humans if we said your systems were broken? The counselors looked at each other. None of them answered. Sarah continued. So we fixed it quietly. We patched the security holes. We strengthened your encryption. We built firewalls you did not know existed. And yes, we kept access for ourselves, because we needed to watch for threats. What threats? Zephyx asked. Sarah pressed her own button. New images appeared on the screens. These threats. The screen showed dates and events. Attempted hacks. Invasion plans. Terror attacks. 17 different incidents over 2 years. This one, Sarah pointed to the first image, was an attempt to steal council military codes. We stopped it. This one was a plot to assassinate 3 counselors. We prevented it. This one was a biological weapon being smuggled to the capital planet. We intercepted it. She kept pointing. 17 incidents. 17 disasters prevented. You never knew any of this was happening, Sarah said. Because we stopped them before they became problems, quietly, without praise, without thanks, because that is what needed to be done. The council chamber was silent. Aliens stared at the screens, reading the reports. Each one showed how close they had come to disaster. We did not know, Pix said softly. That was the point, Sarah replied. If you did not know about the danger, you could not panic, could not make mistakes. We handled it. Karth shook his head. But you still invaded our privacy. You still spied on us. How do we know you are not using this access for evil? To control us? To conquer us? Sarah looked at him. Because if we wanted to conquer you, we already would have. We have had complete control for 2 years. We could have shut down your weapons, stolen your resources, enslaved your people, but we did not. We helped you instead. Why? Zephyx asked. What do you want from us? Nothing, Sarah said simply. Nothing. We want to be left alone, Sarah explained. Humans do not want to rule the galaxy. We do not want power or territory. We just want to live peacefully, but we learned long ago that peace requires strength. And sometimes, strength means doing things others cannot or will not do. Another counselor stood up, a kind-looking alien with blue fur. But if you can access our systems, control our technology, how can we trust you? Sarah smiled sadly. You cannot. Not completely. Trust requires faith, and we took that from you when we hid the truth. I'm sorry for that, but I'm not sorry for keeping you safe. So what happens now? Zephyx asked. Do you leave our systems? Give us back control? Sarah was quiet for a moment. Then she said, we can, if you want. We can remove all our access. Teach you how to protect yourselves. But know this, if we leave, you will be on your own. The next threat that comes, you will have to face it yourself. Pix spoke up. What kind of threat? As if answering her question, every screen in the chamber suddenly went dark. Not because of humans, because of something else. Emergency alarms blared. Red lights flashed. A voice came over the speakers. The council's military commander. All counselors to the defense center. Now we have a situation. Everyone ran. Sarah followed. They reached the defense center in minutes. What they saw on the main screen made them stop breathing. Ships. Thousands of them. But not like any ships they had seen before. These were ancient, huge, made of metal that looked like stone. They appeared out of nowhere as if they had been sleeping. What are those? Karth whispered. The military commander checked his sensors. His hands shook. According to our historical database, those are ancient ships. The species that ruled the galaxy before any of us existed. Before the council. Before recorded history. They are extinct, Zephyx said. Dead for 1,000 years. Not dead, Sarah said quietly. Sleeping. Everyone turned to look at her. You knew about this? Zephyx asked. We suspected, Sarah admitted. Our deep space probes detected energy signatures. Old technology waking up. We hoped we were wrong. A message appeared on the screen. It was in a language no one recognized, but the computer translated it. We have awakened. The small species that made too much noise. The ones called humans. You woke us. Now you will pay. The ancient ships turned. All of them pointed toward one direction. Toward Earth. Earth's final answer. The Council Defense Center fell into chaos. Aliens shouted over each other. Some ran to evacuation stations. Others froze in terror. On the main screen, the ancient fleet grew larger. Sensors counted the ships. 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. The numbers kept climbing. How many are there? Karth asked, his voice shaking. 8,712, the military commander reported, and still more appearing. They are coming out of some kind of deep sleep in different parts of the galaxy. Counselor Pix looked at Sarah. You said you suspected this. Why did you not warn us? We were not sure, Sarah replied. We detected strange energy readings 6 months ago, old technology powering up, but we did not know what it meant. We investigated quietly. Of course you did, Karth said bitterly, quietly, secretly, like everything you do. Another message from the ancients appeared on screen. Humans, you created machines that scream across space. Your technology is loud, annoying. It woke us from our rest. For this, your species will be eliminated. All human worlds will be destroyed. Do not resist. You cannot win. Zephyx turned to Sarah. Can you stop them? Like you stopped the Horde? Sarah shook her head. The Horde used stolen Council technology. We knew its weaknesses. But the Ancients, their technology is older than anything we have ever seen. Different. We cannot hack what we do not understand. Then we are doomed, an alien counselor whispered. If humans cannot stop them, no one can. Maybe we should surrender, another suggested. Give them the humans. Save ourselves. Sarah looked at the alien who spoke. Would you really do that? The alien looked away, ashamed. Zephyx stepped forward. No, we would not. He looked around the room. The humans have lied to us, spied on us, controlled us, but they also saved us, many times, without asking for anything in return. We will not abandon them now. Thank you, Sarah said quietly. Do not thank me yet, Zephyx replied, because I do not know how we can fight this. Our combined fleets are nothing compared to the Ancients, Sarah smiled. Just a small smile. Council leader, you said humans always have secrets. You are right. And we have one more. She touched her wrist communicator. Admiral Park, activate Protocol Guardian. Are you sure, Ambassador? Admiral Park's voice came through. Once we show them, we cannot hide it again. I'm sure. Do it. Confirmed. Protocol Guardian is active. The screens in the defense center changed. They showed space. Empty space. Or so it seemed. Then the space began to shimmer. Like heat waves in a desert. The shimmer grew stronger, and ships appeared. Not 10 ships. Not 100. Thousands of ships. They materialized out of nowhere, all across Council space. They had been there all along, invisible, hidden by technology no one knew existed. What? Zephyx could not finish his sentence. Stealth fleet, Sarah explained. We positioned them around the galaxy over the past 2 years. Just in case, they have been watching, protecting, always ready, the military commander counted frantically. 5,000 ships. No, 6,000. 7,000. He stopped. There are over 10,000 human ships out there. Where did you hide them all? Everywhere, Sarah said. In orbit around dead planets, hidden in asteroid fields, floating in deep space. You never saw them because they did not want to be seen. Karth stared at the screen. You have been preparing for war this whole time. Not for war, Sarah corrected. For defense. There is a difference. We hoped we would never need them. But hope is not a plan. The ancient fleet moved closer. They were massive. Each ancient ship was 10 times bigger than a human vessel. Their weapons charged, glowing with purple energy. Your fleet is impressive, Zephyx said. But look at the size difference. They will crush you. Size is not everything, Sarah replied. She opened a channel to the ancient fleet. Ancient Ones, this is Ambassador Sarah Chen of Earth. We apologize for waking you. It was not our intention to disturb your rest. Please let us find a peaceful solution. The response came quickly. Peaceful? Your kind does not understand peace. You multiply like insects, spread like disease, consume everything. We saw this before we slept. We knew eventually we would need to wake and cleanse the galaxy of lesser species. You simply accelerated our schedule. Prepare to die. The ancient fleet fired. Purple energy beams thick as buildings crossed space toward the human ships. Enough power to vaporize planets. No. Pix screamed, but the beams never reached their targets. A massive blue shield appeared. Not around individual ships, around entire sections of space. The ancient weapons hit the shields and scattered harmlessly. What is that? Zephyx asked. Admiral Park's voice came through the speakers. Gravitational shield network. Each of our ships projects a gravity field. Together they create a barrier. Nothing can get through. The ancients fired again and again. Thousands of weapons all firing at once. The galaxy lit up with purple light. The shields held. Impossible. The ancient commander's message read. No species has this technology. Sarah pressed a button. Her face appeared on every screen, including the ancient ships. You are right. No species had this technology. Until now. We are human. We learn. We adapt. We create. That is what we do. Then we will crush you with numbers. The ancient responded. We have ships across the galaxy. Millions more in deep sleep. We will awaken them all. Please do not make us do this, Sarah said. Her voice was sad. We do not want to hurt you. You cannot hurt us, child species. Sarah closed her eyes for a moment. Then she opened them. They were hard, determined. Admiral Park, show them. Understood. One human ship moved forward. Just one. It flew toward the ancient fleet. The ancients fired everything they had at it. The ship's shields absorbed it all. Then the human ship fired back. Not with weapons. With something else. A beam of pure white light shot out. It touched one ancient ship. Just touched it. The ancient ship stopped moving. Its lights went out. It began to drift. What did you do? The ancient commander demanded. We shut down your ship's power core, Admiral Park explained. Permanently. The ship is dead. The crew is alive but stranded. They will need rescue. Impossible. Our power cores cannot be accessed remotely. They can now, Admiral Park said. We studied the energy signatures you have been giving off for months. We learned how your technology works. We built tools to counter it. Another ancient ship tried to escape. The white beam touched it. It went dark, then another, and another. Stop, the ancient commander finally said. Please stop. The human ships held their fire. Sarah spoke again. Ancient ones, we do not want war. We never did. We respect you. Your species is older, wiser than ours. But we will not let you destroy us or our friends. Friends? The ancient commander sounded confused. These council species? They are weak. Why protect them? Because strength is not about power, Sarah said. It is about protecting those who cannot protect themselves. That is what makes us strong. Not our weapons. Not our technology. Our compassion. For a long moment there was silence. Then a new message appeared. This one was different. Calmer. We have been asleep for 1,000 years. The galaxy we knew is gone. Perhaps we do not understand this new galaxy, these new species. Perhaps we judged too quickly. You did, Sarah agreed. We are not the species you remember. We are different, better. We learned from the past. We want to build a future. What do you propose? Sarah looked at Zephyx. The council leader nodded. Leave this region of space, Sarah said. Find a new home, far from us. We will give you the coordinates of empty sectors. Rich in resources, you can rebuild there, or sleep again if you choose. But leave the council species in peace. And if we refuse, Sarah's face became serious. Then we will disable every ship in your fleet. And every ship you wake in the future. We can do it. You know we can, but we would rather be friends than enemies. The ancients were quiet for a full minute. The longest minute in council history. Finally the response came. You are a strange species, small, young, yet you defeated the Horde without violence. You stopped us without killing. You offer peace even when you have the advantage. This is wisdom we did not expect. We will accept your offer. We will leave. But know this, humans. We will watch you. If you ever become the threat we feared, we will return. That is fair, Sarah said. We will watch ourselves too. We do not want to become monsters. The ancient fleet began to turn. Slowly, the massive ships moved away from council space. Within hours, they were gone. In the Council Defense Center, no one moved. They just stared at the screens trying to understand what happened. Finally, Pix spoke. "You saved us, again." Sarah turned to face the council. "We did what was necessary." "What we have always done," Zephyr stepped forward. "Ambassador Chen, I owe you an apology. We all do. We thought you were spying on us for selfish reasons, but you were protecting us." "We did both," Sarah admitted. "We protected you, but we also controlled you. That was wrong. We should have trusted you with the truth." "Would we have believed it?" Karth asked quietly. The old Vorith looked tired. "Would we have accepted help from humans? From the species we called primitive?" "Probably not," Sarah agreed. "Then what happens now?" Zephix asked. "You have the most powerful fleet in the galaxy. You have access to all our systems. You could rule us if you wanted." Sarah shook her head. "We will leave your systems, teach you how to protect yourselves properly, remove our access." "All of it? Why?" Pix asked. "You could keep it. Use it." "Because it is not right," Sarah said simply. "Power without permission is tyranny. We will not become tyrants. We would rather be partners. Real partners, equals." "Equals?" Karth laughed, but it was not a mean laugh. "Humans just defeated the ancients. You are far beyond equals. You are superior." "No," Sarah said firmly. "We are just different. You have knowledge we do not have. Culture, history, art, science we have not discovered yet. We can learn from each other, if you will allow it." Zephix was quiet for a moment. Then he smiled. I think we would like that." He extended his hand, the human gesture of friendship. Sarah shook it. Around them, the other counselors nodded. Even Karth, though he still looked uncomfortable. "There is one thing I must know," Pix said. "Why did you really help us?" "The truth this time." Sarah looked at the small green alien. "Do you know what we call ourselves on Earth?" "We have many names, many languages, but the meaning is always the same. We are humanity. And humanity means caring for others, even when it is hard, even when they do not care for us. That is what makes us human." She looked around the room. "You laughed at us when we arrived, called us weak, primitive, stupid, but we helped you anyway, because that is what good people do, not because they expect reward, but because it is right." The room was silent. Then, one by one, every alien in the council stood, and they bowed to the human ambassador. Sarah bowed back. Outside, the human fleet began to fade from view, not leaving, just going back into stealth mode, watching, protecting, always ready, but hoping they would never be needed again. On Earth, billions of humans watched the news. They saw what happened. They cheered. They celebrated, but Admiral Park did not celebrate. She sat in her command chair looking at the stars. "Admiral," her second officer asked, "why so serious?" "We won," Admiral Park smiled. "We did, but winning is easy. The hard part comes next." "What is that?" "Keeping the peace," Admiral Park replied. "Any fool can win a war. It takes wisdom to maintain peace." She looked at Earth on her screen. The blue planet floating in space, so small, so fragile. "We fought to protect this," she said quietly. "Now we must work to make sure no one ever has to fight again." "Do you think we can?" her officer asked. Admiral Park thought about the question, about humans, about their history, all the wars, all the mistakes, but also all the moments of kindness, of compassion, of people choosing to be better. "Yes," she finally said. "I think we can, because we are human, and humans always find a way." Far away in deep space, the ancient fleet traveled to their new home. The ancient commander looked back one last time. "Humans," it said to itself. "Such strange creatures, small bodies, short lives, but such big hearts." It made a note in the ancient records. A warning for future generations. Do not underestimate the species called human. They are not the strongest, not the oldest, not the wisest, but they are the kindest. And kindness, it seems, is the greatest power of all. The ancient ship turned away and jumped to light speed. Behind them, the galaxy continued to spin. Billions of beings living their lives. Most would never know how close they came to destruction. And that was okay, because someone was watching over them, someone who asked for nothing in return, someone who just wanted to help humanity. The unlikely guardians of the galaxy, the end.